All right. I see that the first participants are joining. Welcome, everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on where you are right now. Just waiting a few seconds for everyone to join. So please be patient, just a few seconds. Welcome again to those who are here. Still waiting a few seconds just in case. Welcome. Just be patient a few moments. We're just waiting if there is anyone joining a bit late. Well, I think I'd start. I see that every now and then there is some increase in the number of attendants, but I would, let's say, right, let's start. Right, so again, welcome everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Very welcome to our webinar. I'm here to give a bit more information about digital innovation, the MSc program, which I'm director of. And for this, I'm joined here by Joy O'Hara, who is the program manager, and Alastair Brewer, who is the admission and admission manager. So I leave the word to them later on. Before that, I'd just like to introduce a bit to the program. And I'd like to do that not so much by repeating the same information that you can easily find on our website, but by trying to give you a bit of a more informal angle on what digital innovation is as a program. And I'm very happy to take any question you may have about the program in general, but also how it would be in practice, what it means to spend 1 year here in Dublin in this business school and taking part in this program. Right, so that explains a bit why I don't have general information, but I'm taking it a bit more informally and hopefully closer to what can be interesting for you who joined. So, first of all, digital innovation is nowadays everywhere. It's not something that only exists in some kind of articles or books, but it's part of what we do and experience daily. That's because of a number of changes which have been taking place for some time now. Large digital infrastructures that cut across all countries are creating a new environment within which we not only live, but also do business, organize, and change our way of living. And within this, we have the emergence of new services and new technologies that enable further transformation of how we live and work. And this is basically the focus of digital innovation. which means that digital innovation does not relate specifically to one profession, but it's more a program that tries to figure out different angles on this large-scale transformation, which we are all going through. It's also quite interesting to note that the pandemic has pushed everyone even more into the direction of digital innovation. Even those who may have thought that digital innovation is something that we can think about later have by now realized that certainly is something that is happening right now and is affecting how we do business and organize constantly. So we have been forced into digital innovation, and perhaps that's a good reason to get a better sense of how to go about it and how to manage it. And also we try to practice what we preach. So ourselves, we try to set an example of how we organize and use the tools that we study. That's just a quick vignette. As I said before, people may think digital transformation is years away. Well, it's not anymore. And we better be well equipped to go about these transformations taking place. Now, digital innovation are posing new questions to us daily, from how we interact with our friends and family, how we look for a job, how we do our jobs, how we change job, and so on and so forth. And of course, it's impossible for any program to figure out all answers for all those questions. This is not the purpose of, this will not be a purpose of a general academic program. Rather than finding all the answers, we of course try to answer some of those questions. The most important thing that we aim at is to learn how to define questions. When there is a new situation, the whole point of a program, which supposedly is long-lasting, teaches how to go about new situations. First is about defining questions, and then trying to figure out how to answer those questions yourself. So you learn how to go about learning and how to go about digital innovation in a broader sense. This is our general aim. So we'll not have so much off-the-shelf knowledge, a sequence of answers to daily problem, but it's much more about learning how to go about about digital innovation. Now here you have a bit more details about the program. That's a quick overview. It's a 90 credits program, and it's delivered here in the Smurfit Business School, which is Ireland's leading business school. We have all the accreditations and rankings, so I will not spend so much time about that, for the simple reason that you can find them online easily. This program is basically a full-time program, a one-year full-time program. There is the option to do a part-time, but I want to be very clear about that. The part-time does not have a special different delivery. Part-time and full-time students sit together at the same time in the same class. The only difference for part-time students is that they will take less credits every term, every trimester, which basically means that they will take the double of the time to reach the same amount of 90 credits. Overall, our graduates have an excellent career prospects. Latest numbers, again, are on the website. I don't have them right here, but you can easily check that. And overall, we try to have an exploration and also hands-on appreciation of technology-centric innovation at all levels, from the individual to the organizational, societal level. The cohorts used to be very diverse. One typical characteristic is that we have at the same time students straight from bachelor programs. They just continue their education at the master level, but also we have a number of mid-career professionals who have been in their jobs for 5-10 years, and they want to change perhaps career, they want to improve their career prospects. Therefore, they come back to university for this one-year program. Again, we have a number of lecturers. We are 9 lecturers delivering this program. You can find all of us online. I don't want to spend too much time in listing who we are and what our interests are. For each module, you will find a module coordinator. You can easily Google them and see what keeps us busy. Our job is quite public. So what keeps us busy is very clearly manifested in publications, participation to conferences, meetings, and all of that can be easily found online. These researchers who may have more academic or more practitioner-oriented mindset will all contribute to the creation of more critically minded individuals. So again, people who can figure out their own path on their way. Because digital innovation, as I said, is not one profession, it's happening everywhere. And our graduates will need to be able to find their career path across all sectors and all industries. Just to give an example, our graduates may be working in small and medium enterprises here in Ireland. Sometimes they have their own startup. At the same time, they can work for multinationals in the most diverse industries. Of course, the big IT companies that are here based in Ireland are employers for our graduates, but also there are others who go to work for in consultancy. Accenture, for example, is one of them. But also we have students who have been working for banks or Aer Lingus, which is the national carrier here in Ireland. So we have a huge variety of possible employers, and it's really up to the graduates to figure out what's their way to develop their own careers. Here you have a bit more details about the program structure. This refers to the current organization of the program. We don't expect major changes, but there could be minor changes due to whatever contingency happen from now to next year. So we have a first term, which is from September to December. It's 3 modules for full-time students. Second one would be January to May, and a third one, May to August. So what is important to stress is that there is a possibility to go for an independent study path. The independent study path means that from term 2, you can take the lead in your own learning, then figure out who can be your supervisor, and then you develop your own work under the supervision of a staff member of the program. There could be very different outcome from this independent study path. The most traditional academic path would be to write a thesis or an article for publication, perhaps to a conference. But we also accept a different kind of output from this path. It could be, for example, that you want to engage with a company and do some kind of action research with them, which means getting engaged in their processes, in their work, and then figuring out something to do in a different way with them. A bit more on a technical side, there could be the possibility of doing a design research, which means collecting user requirements from actual users and then propose something that these users, more technical, and artifacts that this user could find useful in their work. So these are all possibilities within the independent study path. I just want to make clear that independent study path is more flexible because you are more in the lead of the content of what you'll be working on, but it's onerous. It's a lot of work because you need to control all the moving parts. You need to have the partners on board. You need to have the company willing to accept you. And all this needs to start as soon as the program starts, because in order to have a proposal by the end of term 1, you already need to get in contact with companies during term 1, so that in term 2, you can just start and do the independent path, independent study path. Anyway, if there are, this is an optional path, students are absolutely welcome to continue on the with taught programs, taught modules, and there is absolutely no problem with that. We can provide more details later on, perhaps at the orientation day. Here you have more details about the actual modules that we are delivering in this program. You can see that we move from the more general and academic approach, which is typical of term 1, just to put down the foundations, the cornerstones of the program, to more applied modules throughout term 2 and the summer term, term 3. So just when going through them quite quickly, We start with design, development, and creativity, which is basically a project management uh, module. We also have digital infrastructures, which is the module I teach, which is about what's new about these large digital infrastructures that have been now spreading all around the world and change the way innovation takes place. What does it mean for the way business is organized, what it means for how society is organized, and that would be the focus for digital infrastructures. We also have skills for business inquiry, which is more reflective and provides the tool for going about any kind of research, not only academic research, but also market research or research that is constantly needed on the workplace. Because by research here, we mean the need to figure out something that you don't know yet. And so you need tools and methods to go about something which is still unknown and needs to be understood and written about. Going through term 2 is more about deepening the understandings and the general notions that are there from term 1. We have outsourcing and offshoring, which is to some extent a continuation of project management. We have cultural and political perspectives, which broaden the view on digital innovation, and a quite applied module, which is implementing digital projects, which has more a focus on actual projects and the strategy for digital project management. Finally, during the summer, we have the most applied modules. We have a modules on crypto blockchain, especially focused on Ethereum, which is the second largest blockchain for those who are into the crypto world. Machine learning for business, which again is very applied. It's about developing something based on machine learning for actual business cases. And cybersecurity, another hot topic that needs to be not only that requires not only superficial knowledge, but a more in-depth appreciation of how it's conducted and what are the actual risks of operating online. So these are the modules. As I said, there could be minor changes year over year, but overall, this is the structure of the program, and these are the main topics that we deal with throughout this 1 year. Here you have the lecturers of this program. You can see their names here. If you are looking for a supervisor for your independent study, you can figure out what our interests are and therefore see where you see a match between your interest and what we are knowledgeable about. I think that that's all I have for now. If there are questions, I'm very happy to answer them. But for the meanwhile, I'll just pass the virtual microphone to Joy, our program manager, who can give a bit more details about the program and your stay here in Dublin. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Gianluca. So welcome everybody. It's lovely to see so many people on the webinar and so many people interested in the MSc in Digital Innovation Programme, which is a fantastic programme here at the school. I suppose I would like to highlight the first stage of the programme, which is your orientation. So I would just like to stress that it's very important that you attend your orientation. It's mandatory, and we make it mandatory because it is so good and so invaluable. On the day of your orientation, you get to meet your classmates, and that's particularly important for part-time students as well. So you get to immerse yourself in the program culture as such on that day. You get to meet Gianluca and myself, and we can answer any questions that you have. Gianluca gives a presentation. There'll be a social event as well, and you get to see the college. So therefore, we do make it mandatory as well. For those of you who are new to Ireland, there is a new to Ireland welcome as well that happens on a separate day. So you should be able to access all of that information on the onboarding portal as well. Also, within the culture of the program, there is a lot of international students, And that would be your first opportunity to network globally, I suppose, and make friends globally. And I think it's important to remember that. You are supported all the way on this program. You can come to me, your program manager. We also have a student advisor, Cleana Smith. If you come up against any roadblocks with your learning, we're here to help and to support you. We also have an academic writing advisor, Megan McGurk. We have a fantastic careers team who can advise you. There are various careers events held during the year that you can go to both here and down in Belfield. Most recently, we have a bus that goes from the Smurfit School down to the Belfield campus, and you can use the gym there. You can join the clubs and societies there. You might like to have a game of football with your classmates. So, you know, you can see the campus and Belfield campus and the Smurfit School campus as one in terms of everything that we can offer you here. The location of the college as well is in Blackrock. It's quite central. There's lots of places to buy groceries, to eat, to meet your classmates. There's a number of pubs that students go to. Also, as a member, when you're in the class as well, you can also become a class ambassador. And as a class ambassador, you get to represent the views of your class. So we take your feedback very seriously, and we action everything as much as possible within the trimester. I can see there's one or two questions in the Q&A, so I'm just going to click on this here to see if I can help you with any of those. So one question here, can any other Smurfit students audit any MSc Digital Innovation lessons? So Alistair would like to answer this question.
Hi everybody.
Hi Alistair.
Yeah, hi there. Yeah. I was just I put them so we can just all answer them together, whoever sees fit there.
Okay. Well, maybe I'd like to answer that then in that case, and maybe Gianluca can jump in if I haven't covered it. Yeah. But it is a possibility, but we don't really recommend it because your workload on your own major will be enough for you. And it's not ideal to audit modules. You'll have your own workload. You'll have to seek permission to undertake the modules. But yeah, I mean, if you're interested in the modules on the program, why not do the program itself? But yeah, auditing is possible, but it's not. It can be arduous. It can be that the workload can be too heavy, and you don't really get credit for attending the lectures. So yeah, but look, Gianluca, you might have some other ideas how people can get.
No, I think that I perfectly agree. I have a more straightforward way to say the same. Whoever gets into the program or other programs as well will be quite busy throughout the year, so there will be very little time left for extra add-on attendance of other modules and so on, because this 1 year of master program is going to be very intense. You have a lot of work to do for the program itself, plus there is the social life around your university experience here, which is with your colleagues, the same cohort, other students from the other cohort. So even though you may have the best intention to go to all classes you like, you probably will not end up in having all the time you think you have. The experience that always students report to us at the end of the program is that they feel like after 1 year, they just started. It's just like 1 month ago.
Yeah,
just
exactly.
Going through very quickly. There is not so much time for adding forward and so on.
Yeah.
So I appreciate the interest. I would recommend make the best choice now. Pick the program that best fits your interests, and then stay in the program. That's the best way to use your time here.
Yes, thank you so much, Gianluca. I have another question here from Kieran. Is there a preferred program path when splitting over 2 years, or does the student select modules to cover each year? Well, the interesting feature, should I say, of this program is that we have all core modules. So you can basically, you have to earn 90 credits over the 2 years. So what that means is over the 2-year period, you would take either 1 or 2 modules. And because they're all cores, you're safe enough picking any of the modules there. Would you agree, Gianluca, or would you think there's more of a pathway?
No, I agree. The only recommendation I have is someone wants to, on a part-time program, wants to go for an independent study. I would recommend to start it early on, because then it gives the person more time to go through an independent study. So that's a warm recommendation, if not an obligation, because someone on a part-time program, they want to start the independent path at the end of it all, it's unlikely to work. So
Yeah.
that's the main recommendation I have.
Yeah, thank you so much, Gianluca. Also, I'd like to add to that, if I may, students on the part-time program, please be aware that the modules in summer trimester are delivered in a compressed manner. That means over 1 or 2 weeks. So it isn't over the 12-week period during autumn and spring. It is compressed over 1 or 2 weeks. So you will need employer support to enjoy the program, and you'll need to ask for time off for sure in the summer. But you only have either 1 or 2 modules to complete in the summer trimester. And then we have another question here. Can you suggest any readings or practice that needs to be done before entering the program, so that students who are from business background can get a better understanding of technical modules that are taken throughout the year, especially in the summer trimester? So pre-reading.
No, we don't have recommendations for all. Just this is also a good chance to say something important about the program. The program is open to students with all backgrounds. We don't limit ourselves to specific disciplines. So despite of this, the majority of students tend to come from 2 backgrounds. Previous students of management, commerce, organizations, can come to the program because they want to learn more about the technology side of business. And those who have a computer science, engineering background, they want to learn more about the management side. Now, these are the 2 main groups we have in class. I don't have any specific recommendation for those groups, because basically they need to complement each other. So the variety means that what is very important to be successful in the program is not so much to learn a book or an article, but be open and willing to learn from the other side. The other thing that you don't know from your own experience until now, and can be learned throughout the program, formally and informally. Now, going to the more technical side, we don't have any specific prerequisite for coding languages. So, I mean, if you know Python or something else is good for you, but it's not necessary to go through any of the modules. Even though, for example, for the machine learning, it could be useful to have a bit of knowledge of Python. But even though you don't have that, you have all the time to get up to speed and to be successful in the module that require that more technical skill.
Thank you so much, Gianluca. And if there's any more questions there. Let's see.
I don't see them.
Yeah.
There was a few questions relating to sort of documentation. If you're not sure, please just send an email to smurfit.admissions@ucd.ie. Anything you're not sure about your application, and we can sort of have a look and answer it for you there. Okay, so that will be your best point of contact. So anything about your certifications, if you're not sure if you'll be accepted, sometimes we will need to see your certifications to be able to fully answer that question, whether you'll be able to join us. And for other things, if you have an offer with us, then that does mean, as long as you meet all the requirements that we set out, then you will be able to join us. Okay, but smurfit.admissions@ucd.ie for any inquiries, anything about your application you're not sure about. Okay.
Okay, thanks so much, Alistair. That's really fantastic. And yeah, I'd be happy to take questions too, if you have any about orientation, or my email is joy.o'hora@ucd.ie. That is on the web page as well. There are a number of other sessions, webinars happening today as well. One is the GLP with Peter Conlon. I'd advise you to have a look at that as well, our Global Leadership Programme. You also have the opportunity to join that programme. And there are lots of fantastic events and projects that you can get involved in, and you can pop those on your curriculum vitae when you're finished here as well. Yeah, so socially, the social life is obviously very important as well to help you with group work, and there's lots of great opportunities and nice things to do around not just Dublin but around Ireland as well. In the past, students have taken boat trips from Dunleary to Howth. They have taken hikes from Greystones to Bray, and yeah, we've had also some international days. So we've had some Diwali days, and we're very interested in cultures and celebrating your culture when you're here and marking your important days as well. So you don't need to miss home too much if you're an international student. Hi, Gillian.
Sorry to interrupt. Thank you. Just to say we're coming to the end of the webinar now. So if you want to wrap it up in a couple of minutes, thank you. Or
Sure.
in probably 10 or 20 seconds rather. Thank you.
Okay. So I'd like to thank Gianluca, Alistair, and most especially everybody who has attended today. And we look forward to seeing you in late August or early September. So thank you all so much.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you very much for attending.
Thank you.